Yo, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Podcast. Again with Tay, your boy Tay, man, and with a guest, man, Uncle Bill from the BX, man.
Luke King, how
Appreciate
you feel?
good, brother. Appreciate you being able to join me tonight, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling brother Bill off camera, man, he kind of gave me like energy, you know what I'm saying, doing these podcasts and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Bill hit
Yes,
me up, was
sir.
like,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
let's have a conversation. I stopped doing yard work because home ownership is ghetto, and I was
Man,
like,
I gotta show you how my little fake ass garden I look. I pulled the weeds out of this morning. I went to go
oh,
play basketball 'cause I'm still black. I'm mad black. So I still go play basketball with my friends, even though I'm be 45 next month. I'm almost dead. But
oh, okay.
I still go do, what I'm saying? That's my equivalent of ratchet shit with my friends. I go play basketball and we curse and listen to rap music with curses in it.
Hey, you gotta keep it up, man, because
Gotta
nowadays,
do it.
man, a lot of us, are expiring too early. You know what I'm saying? I hate
Yes,
to say
sir.
that,
Yes, sir.
man.
And
There's a
it,
lot
and
of
it starts with the spirit. It starts with the spirit. The spirit's got to be a youthful energy, a youthful spirit, man.
yeah, man. As always, man. Again, man, appreciate you, brother, for coming in for this conversation, man.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna talk about ski mask Ja Morant. He ski mask Ja
They
showed
say
up,
they call him jump off Ja. They call him jump off Ja in the streets in South Carolina. I don't know if that's true. I don't know.
man.
That's South Carolina Black Twitter that I was on. I don't know if it's
Nah,
true.
I
I
don't
could be
know, man.
wrong.
I don't know if that's true or not. You know what I'm saying?
The
I think
jump out Ja.
I think when like the whole incident last time, you know what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, he's from a private school and all this other stuff." I like, "Oh no, he's not. He's from Crestwood." My daughter went to Crestwood for a year, and I was like, "Oh no, we gotta get him out of here."
That's interesting. People didn't know. I didn't know that. Crestwood is hood.
Oh yeah. Crestwood is I would say it most definitely is a school that is for certain kids that come from a certain socioeconomic class. You know what I'm saying? Usually lower,
Oh, so the
middle,
people that
middle.
don't know, that
hmm
means social economic kids from a certain social economic class, meaning hood kids.
Yeah, pretty much hood.
Okay.
Poor white kids that live out in the. I won't say they're poor white, but not of them are poor white kids.
Poor whites be my
Um,
friends. Poor whites is my
yeah,
friends.
yeah,
Poor whites are
man.
right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my daughter was there. I was like, "Oh no!" Walked around that school. I was like, "Yeah, nah, we gotta get up out of here." Yeah, like no, you ain't coming back here. We're gonna go ahead and send you over to this other school, man. Cause
But it's South Carolina. South Carolina is very pro 2A. You ain't just send to the school with the strap.
oh look, so the high school they go to now, or the high school my young about to graduate from, they call it Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? That's what they got. Like, man, I gotta get ready to go to Fight Club. Every year, last year they had like parents fighting. It was the last day of school. I don't know what's going on. Parents were fighting at this school, man. The parents go in for a parent teacher conference to talk about their children. They ended up fighting. Like, oh
Nice.
my God, man, And when Ja grew up here, they still kind of do, but not as much. But they were calling this place like Merc City. That's what they were calling.
Mm.
Yeah, so Ja probably
This is
grew up.
this is interesting. This is a background to South Carolina that a lot of us don't get.
Oh yeah, man. There's a lot, man. People don't. Yeah. People don't understand. Like, I guess people don't talk about it as much because it's like Sumter, Dazel. We're like in the middle of Columbia and Florence. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like,
Mhm.
ah, man, ain't nothing going on in Sumter. Like, well, that's not what I heard back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And
And it's if it's not a city that has a big major city, Sumter is a small city.
yeah,
Small
it's
city.
small. Yeah,
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 so yeah, most small cities in America are impoverished.
yeah, man.
I don't
Yeah,
know of too many small cities in America that don't suffer from poverty.
yeah, man. And yeah, Sumter is, man. It's a certain we've got more people to come here, so the economics is kind of building up, but it's still a lot of old money that's keeping people from
Mhm.
making new money. If you dig what I'm saying. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and so they don't understand. You know what I mean? They want a Publix or Target to come here, and they don't understand. Well, you got to pay people $15 an hour, homie. Public target ain't coming here.
No, no, we don't. We get them. We get them
Yeah,
eight. We get them.
we can pay them these low slave wages.
That's why y'all stuck with Dollar General.
Hey, that's why we stuck with Dollar
Dollar
General,
Generals and Dollar Trees.
Dollar
What's the
Tree,
other one?
Family Dollar, you know,
Family Dollar.
Big
Everything with
Lots.
dollar.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Lots. Oh, y'all Big Lot heavy out there.
Oh, Big Lots heavy, dog. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, I'm
you,
so sorry to hear that.
oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible. But yeah, man, Ja grew up, the barbershop talk, man. Folk were talking about his dad and stuff, man. And they were talking about how like his dad, like his like how his dad like kind of raised him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
whenever Ja was coming up, he was really good. So people were talking like his dad lived through Ja
Mhm.
because he didn't get to go to the league. And I heard he was a beast back in the day.
Yeah.
That's what everybody say. Everybody say he was a beast. Him and Ray Allen used to go at it back in the day, and he used to go around South Carolina, hooping with everybody and stuff
I
like
think I
that.
crossed his path. Like some of my homies, shouts out to my homies, man. They some of them said that we crossed his path when I was of course Army for 22 years. I was in the 1900s. I used to be stationed in Fort, Fort Jackson, South Carolina in the late 1900s. And they said we crossed his path. I used to bump heads and play ball against Jermaine O'Neal while we was out there.
Hmm.
Because he was from Columbia. There's a couple of
Hmm.
other young brothers that was out that made it to the pros from out that way, and
Hmm.
they said that we crossed paths. So I was super interested in that because for me, when I first saw John Morant's dad, I thought he was Usher. I was like, damn, Usher really likes John Morant. That's what's up, you know. Like, like I wonder if Usher got because I know Usher got a minority ownership in Cleveland. I was like, wait, he get another?
Oh, I
He
didn't know
get
that.
another one? Yeah, I thought you can get another minority ownership. I didn't know how. I was like, yeah, he got one in Memphis too. That's fly. Usher out
Oh
here doing
man.
this thing, you know. I gotta get out to Vegas to see him.
Yeah, man. And like the antics, like when T would when that's what they got everybody calling T. And whenever T would like do whatever he was doing, in the NBA, he show up on Sports Center because he's acting crazy, doing whatever. They say he was always like that. They say he was
Yeah,
like that in AAU. It was like that's how he's always acting. It was like his
and
mom was wild out.
which probably prevented him from getting his opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But it's yeah, man, it's a interesting dynamic or what surround him and his upbringing. I ain't hear about his upbringing, but
So to get right to it, man, the last time we seen Ja, he had that little oh my god, that Walter, that little, and he held it up like this in the club.
he was like this, yeah. He's like
Yeah, yo,
his little
fam, that is so disappointing because he's worth millions and millions of dollars,
yeah.
and he protects his life with a $200 gun. I hate that thing. I hate that thing is one notch above the high point.
Sandy
It's
Shield.
one notch above the high point.
Oh, so you're gonna
It's
have to explain it
sad.
because I'm not a big gun nut, so I don't know. I
Okay, so
think they all
when it
blick
comes
as the young people call
see now to a degree you're right.
it.
To a
Yeah.
degree, you're right because if you ever had to protect your life, this is what we know in the two-way community. If you ever had to protect your life, you're gonna protect your life within 3 to 6 feet in
Hmm.
firing your gun. All
Hmm.
right. If you had to protect your life, studies show, statistics say you're gonna fire 2 to 3 rounds. That gun is I want to say it holds nine. I want to say it holds 9 millimeter. It holds nine. It's called a subcompact.
Hmm.
Now it's what you would. It's something that I see a lot of people buy with a small gun budget. All right.
Hmm.
I've been running.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had guns for like I said, military for army for 22 years. So I've had guns. Let's say for 25 years.
Hmm.
My gun budget won't allow, and my friends and my two-way community, I look stupid carrying that little trash ass gun around. It's a piece of trash. Like, come on. Like if someone was to come in my amongst me and my friends and they're shooting that gun, we'd be like, all right.
Like looking outside, it's like what's that? Harlem Nights when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
something
stop shit.
similar. Stop shooting that little shit. All right, to put it in this perspective, because here we go for all my non-two-way but basketball fans out there. That gun is the equivalent of hooping in Etonics. All right, you don't
Yeah,
want to play basketball in Etonics.
nah. Mm-mm.
All right, so you don't want to protect your life with that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah, man. When he held up that small, tiny gun. and he's like this. I'm like, oh Lord, man, another Plaxico Bird situation about to happen, man. This man about to shoot himself in the leg. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Plaxico at least had Plaxico had a gun budget. He had a
Yeah.
nice 1911. That was a piece. That's nice.
Oh, okay.
That's nice. That's a nice gun, and he was able to recover from shooting himself. But to carry a heavy ass 1911 in sweatpants, he's just
So I was getting ready to say this man.
no holster, no holster, just sweatpants.
This man was on Black Air Force energy, man. And like, what is
That was a nice
oh,
piece, man. That thing was chromed out. That was
yeah,
pretty. I
yeah.
want to
I
be
at least, I
selling
at least know that much about guns. Like carrying a dog, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
you need
yeah. He had Pop's gun. He had something nice. He had something
yeah,
nice. Now
man.
this new video with Ja.
Yeah.
Now what's
It's,
his real name? Do you know his real name off top?
nah, I don't know his real name. I didn't even bother to look it up. Ah,
We
man,
need to find that out because I need to put a life insurance policy on anybody that's on IG Live pointing a gun to their head while it's a semi-automatic pistol to their head
yeah,
while they
man. And
while they're
he just
dancing to their favorite song.
yeah, and he just whipped it out. One of the issues, and I'm gonna say, that I had with Ja Morant is that, or I think I got with most gun culture, the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? Is
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
they see guns as accessories, like
Mm.
Jordans, or what I mean, or a ball cap or something. You know what I mean? They don't see it as
Feel
a
'em.
weapon for protection or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel him on that. Because
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the wintertime, I might want to carry my SIG because it's a little bigger and a little
Hmm.
heavier. But
Hmm.
I'm saying it's winter clothes, so I got the hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Still
Yeah.
sweatpants. I
Hmm.
got my holster. I'm not Plaxico with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got my holster, and then when summer comes, I might want to carry my Heckler and Koch. Why?
Hmm.
Because it's a little smaller, a bit more concealable. I'm gonna be outside, wife beat. I'm still gonna have my sweatpants on. Saying
Hmm.
now they might be cut off, and holster at all times. Why? Because I'm a professional. Right?
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So you as a
So
gun owner, do you believe that people should be like trained to handle weapons?
100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%. I think as a young black gun owner, knowing that if something was to happen, that you're gonna go to a court of law and you're gonna have to prove yourself innocent before you get the opportunity. You're gonna be found guilty and have to prove yourself innocent in a court of law, no matter
Mhm,
what happens. If
mhm,
you're young black and the incident happens with a gun,
mhm,
um,
mhm,
I don't
mhm,
think I'm not sure if John Morant all the way knows that, and I'm not exactly sure why his friends allow him to compound and keep making
mm.
saying these mistakes.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though, and also I don't know why they keep missing the mark. Like, look, at this point in time, I know the NBA has never done it before, but it's 300 million Americans,
yeah,
over 300 million guns.
yeah.
Guns ain't going nowhere. How
Mhm.
about we take this opportunity to have a significant two-way advocate in the NBA?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, and that's when I was talking to Brother Herm, that's what he was talking about, man. Like, this would be a good time for the NRA to like step in. Like, hey, okay,
They are
let's talk
missing the
about let's talk
mark.
about let's talk about gun ownership. Let's talk about black gun ownership. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God.
'Cause even though again I'm a 2A leftist, I think people should have a right to own their guns and do whatever you want with your guns. You know what I mean? I just don't want to get shot trying to pick up some eggs and some milk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I
But if
believe
you
in
don't want to get
believe
shot,
in regulation.
you should definitely have a gun
I should have a gun. But
because
but go ahead.
nah, the people that tend to shoot people, they're looking for people that are not armed. That's why they
Mhm,
shoot schools. Don't shoot.
mhm,
They don't shoot the gun range. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? This is the
mhm,
reason why they go and they shoot the church and they don't shoot the police station because they don't want to get shot back. If you make it so that they get shot back,
mhm.
you'll have a better opportunity of protecting your life.
Yeah, and I think that around constitutional carry, I think that is the sentiment or the belief, right? You arm enough citizens, nobody's gonna be around shooting in the wild. It'll be the wild wild west. You know what I'm saying?
But every time a mass shooting's been stopped, it's been stopped by uh armed citizen
Mhm.
that return fire. No mass shootings have been stopped by police that
Yeah.
just happened to be there.
Mhm, mhm,
That kid in Indiana had that mall shooter. He hit that kid with 7 rounds in less than 10 seconds at 40 feet. He's an assassin. he needs to have a little wristband on to identify him. Like, hey, I'm the
Mhm.
assassin. Play if you want. Indiana has open carry.
They got open carry, yeah. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Texas too, where that dude that shot up those folks in the mall, but it was the police that
Mhm.
stopped him. But at the same time, you still had mass shooting because this person was able to use the gun and let off, X amount of rounds because people are just walking around trying to enjoy life, man. I don't think that people wake up every day with the mindset like, oh, I need to like this Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't
Um,
think no one's gonna shoot up any Memphis Grizzlies games because they know Ja is there. They don't know what his aim is like. And even with the
okay.
little pistol, even with the little pistol, they don't want fire returned at them.
Yeah.
You know Ja's gonna be there. God forbid, and now he's on suspension, which is weird
Yeah.
to me because last time I checked, LeBron put their ass smooth about the playoffs. So I
Yeah.
don't know what basketball operations they got going on now. He probably don't care about missing some
Nah,
time
I
in
think they
free
I think
throws.
they had I think they just put that out there just to let it blow over. The NBA finals about to start, football spring training about to start. You know what I'm saying? But and they know Americans have short attention span, so people ain't even gonna remember this next week. So
Yeah.
then, by the time basketball training camp starts, people gonna be like, oh my God, you know, he got
He got all the way till Labor Day. He got
yeah,
time.
exactly. He got time, man. I think they just did that to CYA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but again, like me being a 2A, a leftist, you can have your gun. I just think that people need to be. I just think it need to be regulated. That's just me. That's just me. I just think there
Regulated
needs
to
to
what
be.
extent?
To where there are some there are ways to identify people who should not have guns, right? So people who are abusers or people who have some sort of mental red flags, right?
Okay.
To that extent, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you institute all these protocols, you know what I mean, to turn into a big brother out there, but have something. I think that guns should be treated like cars. I think they should be registered anytime that they're sold. Anytime they're sold between people or sold, in stores. I think they should be registered. Um, and I think there should be some laws that say that the only time that you have a gun you know, um, is while you're traveling in your vehicle, and if you're in your person or if you're in your castle, right? Castle doctrine in your home, you know what I mean? Or if you are doing something for sport, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
So
I
what
think
about the movie theater?
yeah, again, I think that if there were laws like instituted where, yeah, you'll have people, and that's the problem, though. I see where you're going because that's the problem because you'll have people who have a bad day, right? We are somehow, and this is the other part of the conversation is that everything is becoming about mental health. And I'm sorry, I got mental health issues, but I ain't trying to go out here
Same.
and yeah, exactly. We're not trying to go out there, so I have a problem with that. But yeah, the problem is again is the fetish in America with guns. You know what I'm saying? Is that I'm allowed to have a bad day, and because I have a bad day, you're gonna blame it on mental issues anyway. So I'm gonna go shoot up whatever I feel like shooting up. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just addressing the problem. You know what I mean? That hey, there should have
100%.
been some way to flag this person so they don't go shoot up. So they don't travel 3 or 4 hours to shoot up black people in a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
Um,
Yah'm podcast. I feel comfortable to bring this up and address this. You do have any idea of you can imagine in the 1900s in America is mostly white. There's no threat of any other race or creed even coming close to, the majority, right?
mhm,
Black people at the time are, right now we're at 15% of the country, but at that time we were probably less than that. You're talking about in South, like you live in South Carolina, black people are being lynched. Um, Jim Crow laws are prevalent. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about like before the civil rights era, even before the Panthers, who a lot of gun laws were initiated because of them, right?
mhm, mhm,
Before 1967, when Bobby Seals and Huey P walked into the protect themselves with open carry, they took their M1s to the California State House, and
mhm.
now they and what followed was just gun law after gun law after
Gun
gun
law.
law.
Right.
But even
Mm,
before then, it just you would just you would just purchase a weapon in America.
mhm,
And
mhm.
yeah, if you know the history of gun laws and how they really started with black people trying to protect themselves, I think
Right.
a lot of us would um uh know and understand that look, these gun laws, a lot of these gun laws ain't it. Like
Mhm,
if
mhm,
we can just focus on um protecting ourselves and protecting our families, a lot of the if you really look at it, you in the way that America is going, mm-mm.
mhm,
A lot of these gun laws, a lot of these restrictions, that's not it because the attackers are looking to, like I said, they're going to go places where no one's going to shoot back.
mhm, mhm.
And if you keep creating places where no one's going to shoot back, you're going to have more issues than because the attackers don't care about the law. The
No,
laws
that's
only affect us. That's law-abiding citizens who are looking to protect ourselves. That's the only we the only ones who the laws affect. The laws
mhm,
don't affect the person who decided to have a bad day and go crazy.
mhm, mhm,
And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, majority of the people who do these violent crimes don't even get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
mhm.
They get, what I'm saying, as soon as it hits the wire, the media's gonna start talking about, oh, he was such a good kid.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, he comes from such a troubled
Troubled
family.
past. Yeah, he come from a troubled.
Oh my God. But let's talk
Mhm.
about the kid that he shot. Well, he got a D in third grade,
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's a
he
trait.
he
The
kind
trait.
of he kind of deserved it.
Yeah, the Trayvon Martin.
Deserved it.
Yeah, like Trayvon Martin.
My
Yeah,
point exactly. So if we notice that as black people in America, then
Mhm.
why not do better? Why not, saying look to better. Look to another option.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that brings me to another point in this whole job Morant situation is that it's conversations around who can and who can't, like perception, right? This conversation of who can and who can't show their gun, right? How he did it, yeah, of course, there's problems with it, but
Gun to
um,
his head.
yeah, yeah, like again, man, again, man, just not thinking, bruh. Just I mean, just being irresponsible, you know what I mean? And I think that was my whole thing was like, everybody's so focused on John Morant and him playing for the NBA and losing $200 million. And I'm like, this man is just waving the gun around like it's a water gun. Like he just bought a super soaker. Like that. Like, let's have conversations about smart gun ownership. He's waving around a gun in a car while people are driving. Like what,
Yeah, he's
sir? What?
yeah,
Come on,
that's
man. Like
that's
like
definitely
come
frowned
on,
upon. If
dog.
you're
Yeah,
if you're in a
yeah,
car with a loaded weapon, it should be kept in the holster. What a lot of
yeah.
people don't realize is that I've said holster multiple times so far on this platform today.
Mhm.
Holsters keep you from accessing the trigger.
Mm,
If you look at the video, he's got the gun to his head. It's out of the holster, and it's at his head.
yeah.
Plaxico Burris, had he had his gun in a holster in his sweatpants, it probably would have fell.
Mhm,
But a holster again would keep you from accessing the trigger.
mhm,
If the trigger doesn't have access when that gun falls, there's no bang. He
mm.
just looks crazy. And the crazy part about it,
What's
John
up?
Morant, Plaxico, as celebrities, they
Mhm.
get authorized to carry weapons in big cities like New York,
Yeah,
LA, Chicago, where me and you might not get those opportunities because podcast hasn't taken off yet.
yeah,
Until
yeah.
we get those numbers and we can go to a court of law and say, hey, that I'm a celebrity.
Mhm,
I need to have my strap when I'm in Chicago because I just might do something on O Block.
mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? I might produce some content on O Block and it
Yeah,
might get real.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
think
we
that's
talking
why
about a young man, very noticeable because he's got the long hair, purple
mhm.
tips, and all of that. In Memphis,
In Memphis, man.
Memphis is a wild city. Be clear,
Man.
Memphis ain't freaking Elvis and blue suede shoes no more.
Yeah, man.
If you know anything about Memphis, you've been Herm could tell you he don't go to Orange Mound.
Yeah.
He don't go out there. He loved 3 6 Mafia, but mm-mm.
but he ain't going out there. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I've heard about it, man. I've heard about
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
I think that's why Ja didn't get in trouble with that last situation because he was a celebrity. You know what I mean? In Denver.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, man. And Plax, if I remember, man, Plax. I think he
It
was
was in
like
New
a
York.
few inches from like killing himself when he shot himself in the leg,
Yeah, he almost
hitting
got
the
punched in
artery
the water.
or something.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that one that basically Sean Taylor was killed because he got hit
Yeah, how
in
Sean
the
Taylor was
artery.
killed. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
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 Um,
It's crazy, man. Yeah, but I
athletes
think
athletes with guns is almost synonymous in America, unfortunately, because us with
yeah.
people, you're talking about affluent people
Mhm.
need to protect themselves.
Mhm.
And no matter how affluent you are, you just look crazy walking around with a 6'7" bodyguard all the time.
Yeah, that's true, man. Or it'd be like Agent Zero, like what was his name?
Gilbert
He
Arenas.
played for yeah, give it a reason. Gilbert Arenas pulling that joint out during card games. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I like to add,
It's like,
very nice
oh no,
gun.
yeah, he pulled it out.
Very
He's
nice gun. His gun matched his earnings.
like, yo,
All right. John Morant in his latest video, he got a Glock. I'm like, what are you doing?
what are you doing, bro? Yeah,
A
yeah.
Glock? I know everybody says Glock and Glock is super popular. Okay, I get it. But
Hmm.
us real gun owners know that if I had access to $1 million, I'm not carrying a Glock.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm carrying something nicer than
You carrying something
a Glock.
nice. So people are like, oh, oh, oh. You whip it out. People are like,
Oh yeah.
oh, nah, this
I'm
dude's serious.
I'm 100 there right now. I don't have money. I'm 100 there. All right. All right. I don't got money, but
Yeah,
I'm not carrying no trash ass Glock. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Heckler, Sig, custom, something nice, man. He's got to do better for himself, man. I think the 2A community in South Carolina, I think y'all need to extend your arms out and bring him in. Take him to the range.
I
Take him
don't
to
even
the
know.
range. Train
Look,
him up.
look. I think people just carry guns. I don't even think there's a two-way community down here. People just carry guns. They just carry guns. They got, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, they just got it on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Nah,
remember,
I got homies out there.
uh,
It's 2A community out there, man.
yeah,
My man Sean, he's out there. He's from the Bronx, but I know he's definitely carries
yeah.
and he's safe. That's what I'm trying to tell you, y'all. I don't care how much mental health issues you got. You're not running to shoot up the police station.
You're not. And that's my issue with this. Everybody bringing up mental health, man. It's not.
Yeah,
I don't look, man. People with real mental health issues, they're not trying to go out here and kill people, man. That's just what they are more than likely to be victims of a shooting than to be the ones perpetrating the shooting. You know what I'm saying? But again,
yes,
we don't put that out there, right? Our
no,
media don't put that out there because we don't want to deal with the reality of the situation. You know what I mean?
mm,
Um, you know what I mean? And that's, again, fetishization about the guns. And guns, always talking about guns, get clicks, it gets views. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
It gets people having a conversation. To be still divided. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's why, again, man, like as a leftist, man, guns is not at the top of my list of issues I want to solve for the black community. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
That's not. It's look, you own your gun, man. And because of what you said, man, because of living here in the South, a lot of black people live in rural areas. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? They need to have some sort of protection. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Because as Biden said in his little speech at Howard, you know what I mean, HBCU, white supremacy is still a problem, in this
yeah,
country. And you know what I mean?
yeah,
They arrested some cats in Georgia.
mhm,
Some white supremacists in Georgia that was following a black dude, found his body in the woods, chopped up after he
yeah.
called his mom, saying
It
these
don't.
guys.
It's not just in the South. It's in Maryland. It's
Yeah,
everywhere. So if
everywhere,
you
man.
want to fill people in on the story, this past weekend, Howard University, HBCU, had a graduation. It's right in Howard's right in the heart of DC.
Mm,
Howard recently made the news because a lot of students there had very poor living standards, and it made social
mm,
media and it rung a lot of bells. Well, during the graduation ceremony this past couple of days ago, President Biden gave a speech there, and he spoke on white supremacy and how much of it is a threat to us here in the black community. Then he proceeded to follow up the speech with how he's going to ban the AR-15.
Mm,
He had banned the AR-15 prior to and years ago in 1994 with the 1994 crime bill.
mhm,
1994 crime bill adversely affected our community the greatest.
mm,
Uh,
mm,
we didn't elect, you know, President Obama in office in 2008. He enacted laws in 2012 that freed tons of black men from prisons, black men, not just black men, black people in general, but
mhm.
majority black men from prisons because of the adverse,
Effects.
effects of the 1994 crime bill.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
see him stand in front of a large group of people. I know you said multiple times in this platform during this broadcast that you're a leftist. I
mhm.
get it. I get it. But to see that is very cringeworthy. Like,
Yeah, and I talk about the crime bill, often on this platform, man. And what people a misconception that people get about the crime bill was that uh, a the problem with the crime bill was that it allowed states to it funded states and it allowed states to basically build prisons and incarcerate black people or incarcerate people at those high rates. That was the problem with the crime bill, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Had it been a federal crime, and at the time the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, did not agree with the crime bill. They wanted more funding to go towards prevention. So they wanted funding to go towards jobs and things of that nature, things that actually prevent crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jobs, housing, and other resources, right? But those southern states were like states' rights, states' rights, states' rights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that was the problem with the crime bill. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And here's the other thing, and I always bring this up too, is that the Congressional Black Caucus, even though the correct Congressional Black Caucus did not agree with the crime bill, there were black people who were living in a lot of these cities who wanted that crime bill passed. And they
Mhm.
wanted that crime bill passed because they bought homes that were being devalued, not because of the
Mhm.
crime, but being devalued because economics were being divested from these communities. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
They were blaming it on the crime, which Ronald Reagan knew crack, cocaine was coming in through America and
He
going into
funded
these
it.
black communities, and it was funding it, right?
Yeah.
Because Ronald Reagan administration allowed the cocaine to be sold and the cocaine and the crack to be sold into the communities, and that money went and funded the Contras, and they knew it because
It did.
America was trying to do regime change, in South
Mhm.
America, and so it's a whole big thing. But the crime bill, like I understand, people talking about Joe Biden and the crime bill and it could be a little hypocritical, but again, it's more complex than that. You know what I'm saying? It sound like I'm
Mhm.
defending Joe Biden. That that crime
Don't
bill,
do it. Don't
it
do
was
it.
bad. I mean, yeah, it was bad. It was a bad piece of legislation, but there is context around that. You know what I mean? Where there
Yeah.
was just an older generation that was just basically like, I don't care if these black kids go to jail. I got a
Unfortunately.
house that's losing value. You know what I'm saying? This
Unfortunately.
happened in LA, Milwaukee, Denver,
New York,
York,
Chicago, Miami,
Chicago.
everywhere.
Everywhere that there was black people, man,
Everywhere.
they wanted that to get passed, man. So honor,
Here in 2023, we know a little bit better though. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
sad
yeah,
and unfortunate that the president and his advisors don't.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the sad and unfortunate part. Like you keep trying to like illegal guns are already illegal.
Hmm.
Criminals don't care about illegal guns. Allow me the opportunity to protect myself with my legal gun
Hmm. Hmm.
to
Hmm.
have the same firepower that the criminals have.
Yeah.
Because again, 300 million guns here in America. A lot of those are AR-15s. The criminals already have them.
Hmm.
The criminals already have them. Allow me to protect myself with the same advantages that the criminal's gonna have as a
Yeah.
legal, law-abiding citizen. That's
Yeah,
all.
man. And and that's the same thing that the police be saying. Police be like, well, if I'm this citizen got an AK-47, so whenever I go to a police stop, I need an M4. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
I mean,
They're
like
not wrong.
exactly, and that's why I'm just kind of like a, you know what I mean. I don't spend too much time on the gun. I have my views on it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And it's just one of those things to where, yeah, man, I wish, you know, that they stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going nowhere. It just ain't. It just ain't. That
I
won't
wish
be
Biden would stop talking about it because I feel like his thoughts and views on it are stuck in the
'90s.
1970s or something like that. In the 70s. He just don't. I think he just really doesn't get it because how are you sitting here with the Secret Service protecting your life?
Hmm.
Why are you telling me that I can't have a gun to protect my own life? And
Well,
it's sad and unfortunate, but shit, imagine if uh the young lady who was killed in Louisville,
hmm
um, she was home in bed and her boyfriend returned fire when the police broke into her
oh
home.
yeah, Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Hmm.
Imagine if he had an AR-15.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure she would be alive to this day because he would have returned fire accurately. They shot through windows and doors and shit
Yeah, they
like
were
that.
shooting all
But
over.
had and yeah, but had he returned more fire and some of them went down, then because that happened here in Maryland. A
Hmm.
gentleman protected his home, police kicked in his door, and he returned fire, and they stopped. They
Mm.
stopped and they take a look, and they was like, "Oh, wait a minute, this ain't even the right house.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
This ain't the right house."
That's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying? It
Mhm.
it happens.
Yeah,
It's sad and unfortunate, but it happens, and I'd rather be safe than sorry.
yeah, yeah, man. And I think that's why I think that's why people should focus not on so much on John Morant being a millionaire and losing money, because again, I really don't care if he lose money. Like that's not,
I don't
you
think he
know,
cares.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like the Kanye situation, man. Look, man, I understand in the black community, man, we have this mentality where, you know, um, where if somebody make it, then we all made it, right? And we don't want that person to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? We had this mentality, and it's like, yo, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because John
Mhm.
Morant's attitude, or if John Morant loses $200 million, it ain't gonna stop nobody else from getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? So if he
It's gonna
loses it,
provide opportunity for somebody else to get it.
that's what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of good upstanding folk out there, you know what I mean, that's making millions of dollars and making impacts in their community. Ja ain't spending no money here in Sumter. Well,
Mm.
he did put together a basketball court or something like that. Something he did. But you know what I'm saying?
He probably if he was smart, he would have used Nike's money to put together that basketball.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like you from an area to where, what I mean, there are other hoopers and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You can build infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? You can do stuff,
Mhm,
you can use your money. It's like, taking your money like LeBron, right? And
mhm.
building a school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose, the same thing.
Jalen Rose, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
When you have an individual mentality, and Ja Morant has an individualistic mentality, that's why he's acting the
Mhm,
way he's acting. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't have any like ties to that community, that place where I come from. I'm in a
yeah.
different place. I'm in a different place. So
Wow.
how I act is how I act. You know what I'm saying? So
I
me
don't
in
know why
turn.
more black people aren't looking at him like it's funny how we'll take our kids to the movies to see Black Panther, right? And
Mm-hmm,
not saying that Black Panther has guns, but Black Panther isn't out there solving the world's problems against violent criminals by using his words. He's running
hmm.
around to people in the face, right? So so we allow our kids to, look up to somebody like Black Panther, but a real life person that uses who's rich and uses his gun to uh protect his family, we or has a gun and well that's the issue. John Morant has a gun. He's not using it to protect his family.
He's not using it to protect his family.
Yeah,
He's
he
using
can
it like
run around
he
acting a
uses yeah,
donkey.
yeah. He using it like a battle rapper, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I love battle rap, but god dang, I'd be like, hey dog, how many guns y'all got?
They have zero.
They be
They
pulling
have zero. They have zero because the guns they be talking about don't exist. I mean,
they just
I
be
know. I'll
oh,
pull out the 80 and I just that.
I shoot him
I
from
was
the
like,
roof. Yeah, I got shooters on the roof, shooters in the booth. Look over there, I got shooters in my tooth. Like, what? Like, sir, ma'am, how many guns do you got? It's great. It's ridiculous, man. I love battle rap.
I
Sometimes
love battle rap too, yo. Well, some of
sometimes
the way they be holding some of these guns, I'll be like, you don't, you, you don't need that.
oh man, they be yeah, some of their stances, they be standing like them old boxers, what? Wait, you got a shot? Is that a shotgun? What-
I'm
is
like,
it-
that's not a steady position at all. That's not a steady position. You need to put that stock
uh,
in your shoulder.
yeah,
You're holding the weapon too low. You bring it up here. You know what I'm saying? Hold your thing.
yeah, nah, they
I,
don't play.
I love battle rap, but I hate that gun.
Oh my god, the gun.
I want to take them all to the range and see who can hit a 50-meter target.
Yeah, man. But I think it speaks to a like a cultural thing, man, about about irresponsibility
Yeah.
with gun, like not understanding, like this dog, this ain't a pair of Jordans, man. This is a weapon, and I think that that's the problem.
Yeah.
We don't use weapon, we use gun, and so
Mm,
we use gun, right? And then unfortunately, okay, I got a paintball gun, I got an airsoft gun, I got a water gun.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
None of those are weapons. You know what I'm saying? So we're not using the language of unaliving people. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's consistent with left. That's
yeah,
consistent with the leftists. I don't identify with left or right.
hmm hmm
None of the politics I really don't rock with.
yeah,
But that's consistent with the left. Y'all
hmm
make moves and y'all make strides and y'all improve the community, but y'all messaging.
it is the
When
message.
you get something, no, but when y'all get something done, the messaging is horrible.
Well, that's because it's generally white leftists who you know who are dealing with the message instead of a black leftist. Maybe I should have paraphrased that. I'm a black leftist, black leftists, we use very direct language, you know what I'm saying, to say, hey,
Yeah,
these are the problems and these are the issues, you know what I'm saying? It's just that,
absolutely.
you don't want to scare, you don't want to scare you don't want to scare the allies.
Are they? Are they allies?
Look, nah. Look, and look, when they were surprised, I got into a Twitter conversation with somebody, and they were like surprised on, oh my gosh, Mexican American is a white supremacist. I said, look, man, look, I spent 20 something years in the military. Let me tell you, I like. I was like, don't be surprised if they come in another form, like in an Asian form. I was like, don't be surprised. Like,
I would have told them, listen, if you were in America in the 50s and the 60s, Italians were not white. Irish
yes,
were white.
exactly.
The problem is white people are not producing themselves as fast as they're dying. So what they do every couple of years is they bring in somebody new to make them
Somebody
white.
new. Yep, that's it, man. That's
The newest people to become white are the Hispanics.
yep,
Why?
yeah,
Because they multiply effectively.
yep,
And that's the draw to America. America is, if you're from outside of America, you want to come here. Why? Because it's the land of milk and honey. You want to make money for yourself and your family and your kids. How do you do that? By stepping over the black people
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, man.
assuming and making your way to the wealth by stepping over us and using us, owning an NBA franchise, and one of the players just happened to be a two-way activist, and he, run around with his gun and
Mhm.
put it to his own head. Hey, one of the listeners out here, go in the comments and put John
Oh,
Moran's real name, and if you got his last four, let me get that too,
oh,
because I'm gonna take out this life insurance policy on bro. Because next time he hears a song that he likes and he wants to put a gun to his head, I'm gonna get me some money.
yeah, yeah,
And
man.
it should be cheap because he's like what, 25 years old
Like
in good
20,
health.
yeah, he's like 23,
Yeah, yeah, that should be like $300 a month.
23. Man, Jai but yeah, man, I think the NBA is missing a mark, man. Just having just responsible gun owner, and especially when you live in a state that just passed constitutional carry. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have
Mhm.
like smart gun ownership conversations now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
yeah, 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 man. Don't try to ostracize this young man because he was stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
really what it is, because he was
Yeah.
stupid.
He
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to sit with a gun guy like myself,
hmm
and I could definitely educate him and others on proper gun use and gun safety, and how you shouldn't
hmm
put it to your head, how you should definitely holster it, and how
Yeah.
you shouldn't. if you have excessive means, a lot of means to money, then um don't buy cheap guns.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know, but you know, John Morant, man, John Morant remind me so much of Allen Iverson, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
when Allen Iverson dropped 40 bars, I don't know if you remember that.
of
When Allen
course.
Iverson, he dropped 40
40
bars.
balls from the mouth of a crook. David Stern was like, "Who's a crook? You're a
I
point
was
guard."
look, yeah, David Stern was like, you want to be a crook? Well, you ain't gonna be a crook in the NBA, and let me tell you that. You better go change them lyrics. That's what you better go do.
Why you don't rap like a genie like Shaq?
Exactly. We
I
got
am a truth. What? I am a truth. Oh snake, I
what?
am a truth.
Yeah,
What? I am a
David Stern playing food. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gig on him in the background. Why aren't you rapping like Shaq? You know, listen to Grant Hill's album. You know what I mean? Even Rasheed Wallace put out a wholesome album. Chris Webber. I mean, Jesus Christ, Allen Iverson. Like, yo, when
Hey, I was giving him them bars, boy.
bro, hey, I was so mad, man, because when that 40 drills dropped, I was in Virginia at the time.
Mm.
Let me tell you, man,
Oh, they was ringing off.
you had to be there, dog. That's all you heard, man, in the club was 40 jewels, man. Like, yo, and then I listened to it the other day. I think like 2 weeks ago, I listened to it, and I'm like, God dang, we missed the moment, man. We missed the moment, man. Man, that would have been a nice album, man. Damn you, David Stern. Yeah. David Stern was like, "Hey, look, I understand you got free speech, but I control the NBA, so
You, your do rags, yeah, your gas station T-shirts, the mesquite jeans,
oh man.
all of that, them jabos, all of that's out of here, yo. You
Yeah,
need to come to
yeah.
the game in a suit.
I'm telling you, they act like it's just the same. Like it's like the same. So Allen Iverson wasn't carrying gun. Well, at least he didn't get in trouble for guns.
He ain't showing
But
goods because
he ain't showing. Yeah, well, he
he
had
didn't have an
social media.
HD
Yeah,
camera in his pocket. Yeah.
yeah, he ain't had no social media. But I'm pretty sure he has some guns on him. Him and his homies. You know what
From
I'm saying?
Virginia?
From Newport News, not Newport News, Newport News. Hey,
I want y'all to think how you think Michael Vick was killing them dogs. You think he was in there choking,
bruh,
drowning?
yo, man, I remember when I heard about Mike Vick, you know what I mean? I didn't think anything of it, you know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh, he got in trouble for killing some dogs? Ah, it couldn't be bad." And then they were like, "Oh, it's a felony charge." I was like, "A felony?" Oh my god, that happens all the time in the hood, man. Like, it happens in the middle of the street.
You and the rest of the black people felt exactly the same way.
Bruh, I remember I remember people, and I ain't gonna mention no name, but I remember people being in the military who were fighting dogs. I remember going over to this one cat's house, man, and he had this dog, like an American bulldog. He's like, "Yeah, you can't go down there. You can't go down there." You know what I'm saying? And all I hear, like, this dog sound like it's about to. I was like, "Yeah, nah, I use him fighting."
That's his part of the house. You can't go down there.
Dog, on base, on base. Oh Lord, man. Hey, the military back then was wild. Them cats,
And for y'all who missed in the BDU era, when we was running around wearing that black, green, and brown,
bruh.
you had to be there.
You had to be there, man. That was a
Ain't
wild
no
time.
HD footage.
Yeah,
You had to
I'm
be
glad.
there.
I'm glad. I'm glad, because I would have gotten in trouble, man. I would have gotten in trouble. But one of those things uh one of the last things that I wanted to bring up was like the cultural reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, is the black culture reaction to John Morant trying to protect him, or is the black cultural reaction more about, because it could be this respectability politics thing? Well, what about the
Yeah,
job? What about the boss? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Unfortunately,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're not. Black community. We're not doing enough to protect them. And
mhm,
like I said, it's just an educational opportunity here. You know what I'm saying? We'll take our kids to go see Black Panther and watch Black Panther fight everybody. But here we got somebody who's really has access to resources, really has money, and yeah, he's not using his gun for the right thing. He's using his gun to just promote an image of himself, and that's sad. But
mhm, mhm.
no, we need to protect Ja. Like he hasn't done anything wrong. So like I was in a group chat with the homies today, and I'm like, suspend for what?
Exactly.
Because I don't know if there's any verbiage added to his contract since it was signed. Because that's how I understand the contract was signed last year, and the two incidents have been from this year.
Mm-hmm, hmm.
So what verbiage is there that says that I can't, show my
Sure.
firearm
You're right.
on my social media?
Hmm.
If there is none, I'm not missing I'm not missing no checks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the suspension for what?
Hmm.
And on what grounds?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because most people from New York don't have a clear understanding of guns like people in the South do. So in the South, guns are legal. In New York, 9 times out of 10, guns are not.
Hmm.
So when we see people say, "Well, hey," and they going got John Moran on TV, well, whose gun is it? You could easily say whose gun it is, especially if it's registered.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even if it's not registered, I still it's my gun. What's the problem?
Yeah. What's the problem? What's the problem? Yeah. Yeah. And
You know what I'm
that's where I'm
saying?
at. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
because
totally.
it's a legal gun. He's a celebrity. He's authorized to have guns. What's the issue?
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I don't. Again, man, if like, look, politicians are about to run some ads and they're gonna be showing themselves shooting, buckets or something on TV. Um,
Clay
you know,
pigeons, shooting the clay pigeons.
yeah, they
Who?
shooting clean vision. Yeah, man. We just had a bunch of people be upset with Bud Light, and they're on their social media, firing up, shooting Bud Light cans. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
Um,
place to shoot
I
them at.
think, and look,
Because
I
you
think
could drink 40 of them shits and not get drunk. So
that you just peeing everywhere, man. It's terrible, man. It's a terrible drink. I do not
I don't
understand
drink them.
people.
I don't drink them at all. I
Nah,
never thought that was
man,
cool.
it is nasty, man. It is. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. There's a German beer that's like a Bud Light. I think they make it or something over in Germany when I was over in Germany, and I drank it. My German coworkers, oh, you don't like it? I'm like, no, man, no. It tastes like I'm drinking pee, man. I don't like it. No, man. I was like, no, man. I like this is nasty. This
You
is
don't
terrible.
like it either. You just hate yourself, so you just keep drinking it.
No, nah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. I used to joke with them. I used to joke with them. I'm like, man, the only reason y'all like it because y'all still eat like poor people, man. Y'all still eat fruits and vegetables, man. So y'all drink this nasty beer because your food nasty. So you don't even
Your tongue is wrecked.
your
Your
tongue is
tongue
gone.
is wrecked.
Taste
If you were
buds.
to get a if you were to get a better tongue, this food would be delicious.
That's what I'm saying.
Stop
Taste
eating
buds
stop
gone.
eating canned vegetables
Eat
and
just
do
yeah,
better for
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Ain't nobody going to Germany talking about let me go out and eat some German food. Get out of here, man. It's terrible. It's horrible.
I haven't had sauerkraut in a long time.
Oh man, it's like going to the UK, man. Nobody goes to the UK and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat some British food because it sucks. It's nasty.
You're
It's
out
nasty.
there, you're looking for the Jamaican spots
Yeah,
immediately.
that's what I'm saying. You look for Jamaican, the Indian spots. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
find Italian, Greek food. Find French food. You find other stuff other than But
I
uh,
love traveling, but I'm not in no rush to go to Europe. I'm good.
yeah, man. But yeah, man. I think that the reaction, um, you know, it's less about the culture, and more about, you know, how Ja Morant's like kind of represent the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
Yeah, but he doesn't. He
yeah,
doesn't. We have
yeah, he
way more
doesn't. And that's
significant.
the thing,
Yeah,
man.
we have way more
Yeah,
significant
yeah.
athletes than John Morant.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. There are people who are, still shitting on Colin Kaepernick, but I don't understand that. But, you
Don't do it
know,
around me.
what's that?
Don't do it around me because I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Yeah, yeah, me too. But I don't understand it. But I think that is most. And my other issue is this: is that sometimes I think black people aren't paying attention to what rooms we are in. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So we're criticizing Ja Morant, and there are bigots who are in these rooms. And I guarantee you, you go on Twitter, they're going to use that same rhetoric. They're going to use that same rhetoric to to label all black people. You know what I'm saying? All black
Yeah,
gun owners. You know what I'm saying? We already have a
yeah.
problem in this country because we don't show all the black gun groups. We don't show black
No,
gun groups. You know what I mean? The moment
no.
that we show them, it's in this menacing manner. but they're just like any other gun group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And they villainized us immediately. They did it to Grandmaster Jay with the Not
Master
Fucking
J.
Around coalition. Not
Exactly.
fucking around coalition. They
Yep.
villainized us. They locked him up for some bullshit. They had feds hidden on the roof, and they said that he pointed his guns at him, which he was actually holding his gun skyward in a safe manner, unlike John Morant.
Hmm, hmm.
He's holding his gun skyward in a safe manner. He doesn't know there's a federal police officer on the roof.
Right, 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 right.
They're
It probably
saying, "Oh, he aimed his gun at a federal police officer."
his point after the sun. It's like 12 o'clock. They don't care. It was close enough.
They don't care. But the
Okay.
way the media portrays it and that narrative is never put out. The
Mm,
media portrays it like, "Oh yeah, we gotta lock him away. He's a maniac. He's a menace."
yeah,
But in all actuality, he's just somebody that loves black people, and
yeah.
that's always gonna be villainized in America.
Yeah, yeah. I think in like 2017 or so, somewhere around there. I remember some black dude in like Texas or something. He got arrested because they call him a black supremacist because he was promoting black gun ownership. You know what I mean? And he was like trying to be out there in the streets. And then FBI arrested this dude. You know what I mean? And was like,
Mm.
"You're a black supremacist." You know what I'm saying? And then they let him go because they found out he just owned guns. He just wanted, you know, he just wanted black people to own guns. That was it.
He just lived in Texas.
Yeah, lived in Texas was telling black people to own guns, you know what I'm saying? So,
A
but
black
yeah, man.
supremacist. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, man. People bring that up, and I'm like, what? And I remember how the dude brought that up to me one time. Well, what about this black supremacist? I was like, what the hell is a black supremacist? Like, can you even explain that? And of course, he couldn't. They just,
Yeah,
they just,
but
they just,
they just throw words out there, and that's my
just
problem
throw
with
words
the
out there.
the
Yeah,
problems with the left.
they
Y'all
just,
need
they
to
just
create more words because the
hey,
right be creating words, and they make it sound good. Y'all not
hey,
creating enough words.
yeah, we not, man. We wait on Hillary Clinton to say deplorables or something like that. Look, I'm telling you, the conversation is different. Black leftists, man, it's totally different. We call them the proper name. We talk about fascism. We talk about
Mm,
fascist. We talk about racism, racist bigotry,
nice.
bigots. I mean,
Okay.
it's just that black leftists don't get promoted out there because we'll be seen as too militant. You know what I'm saying? Like Martin Luther King was. You know what I mean? Eventually, like, oh, hold up. Martin is too militant. You know what I mean? Martin, by the
Yeah.
time Martin is before he gets murdered, he's seen as being militant and kind of Malcolm X, Angela Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
These are all black leftists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, Frederick Douglass becomes a black leftist later. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? He even calls himself a liberal by the time he, later in his life. But you know,
I imagine liberal had a different meaning back then, though.
yeah, it had a way different meaning. Way different meaning. It didn't mean anything as it is today. You know what I mean? And as I try to tell
Mm.
people, like conservatism is a modern term. You know,
Hey,
it's a modern term, and I mean it's just anti-black term. Really, that's all it
okay.
is. That's all it is. But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, man. One last thing.
What's
So
up?
about this is that my other issue with this with the John Morant thing is that I guess I was kind of talking about this, but like how people, us being careful about how the rhetoric around it, right?
Hmm.
Because it's going to equal, black skin equals criminality. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, yeah. So, people gotta be careful about that, man.
Yeah.
How they
Let's
word.
not do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, how they word and
Let's not do that.
nah, man,
Let's not do
just
that. Let's be careful in how we speak about John Morant and what he's going through, and let's be careful about how we view and our own thoughts and opinions on what's happening with him. And yeah, we really got to be careful how we speak on our
yeah,
Second Amendment rights,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
I don't think a lot of people know and understand how important they are and how essential it is to our freedoms here in America.
yeah, yeah, man. Well
Yeah, let's
said.
not do that.
Yeah, all right, bro. All right, man. Hey, man. Hey, brother. I
Good,
appreciate you for coming
good
out,
brother
man.
Taylor. Thanks for having me, man. I'm Uncle Bill from the BX. I rep Op4 TV. I'll be outside. Y'all can catch me on YouTube. Uncle Bill from the BX on Instagram. I'll be on the book face, all of that.
Yeah, yeah. So send your link to me so I can post it in our little page that we have there for you know what I'm saying.
Oh, of
Podcast,
course.
man. Yeah, yeah. Any last words, brother?
Nope.
Right up
Stay
here.
black, hold it down. Go out there and buy yourself some and go out there and buy yourself some guns to protect your black ass lives. You heard?
Yeah, man. Get some training, man. Get some training.
Yeah, get
You know what I
trained
mean?
up. Come see Uncle Bill, yo. I got you. You heard?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all have a
Good
great
brother
week.
Tay. Thank you. Have a good one.
See you. Yes, sir. Take it easy. All right.